Geneen Roth, This Messy Magnificent Life, a Field Guide. Embark on a journey towards self-discovery with Geneen Roth's This Messy Magnificent Life, a Field Guide. This book invites you to break free from the chains of addiction, self-doubt, and past traumas, urging you to embrace the present moment. Discover the true meaning of happiness by dropping the me project and finding peace in the ordinary aspects of life. Delve into the complex relationship between food, emotions, and personal boundaries while also learning to become more mindful of your thoughts and where your attention goes. Understand the impact of past experiences and how to overcome them by welcoming the ego's children and letting go of blame.
Embrace yourself. Stop striving for perfection and embrace your true self. This means allowing yourself to experience all feelings without acting on them and reflecting on emotions without succumbing to negative self-talk. By relinquishing the past and focusing on the present, a peaceful and joyful life is within reach. Beyond weight loss. The common belief that weight loss solves all problems is a myth. Addictive behaviors such as overeating, substance abuse, and other compulsions are only masks for a larger issue, pain. Pain avoidance is the root of all addictions, and until the source is acknowledged and addressed, the addiction persists. Recognizing that emptiness inside is genuine and that filling it with food is a temporary solution is the first step to stop the cycle of addiction. The longing that remains after consuming food or seeking other forms of distraction is a real pain that needs to be recognized and addressed. It's possible to avoid addictive behavior altogether by listening to the silence between eating and addressing the underlying need. Accepting the emptiness that has been avoided and learning more about the misunderstood pain is the key to a permanent solution. This book takes a deep dive into recognizing and addressing the root of addiction rather than the symptoms. The Red String Project. The Red String Project offers an enlightening experience aimed at redefining personal boundaries. It recognizes that food becomes a coping mechanism for women who worry about how others will touch their bodies. Raised in a society where personal space is constantly invaded, some women end up confused about what is acceptable. However, this project provides a practical solution to all this. By sitting alone with a string, one can easily determine how close is too close. It is common to find people who do not know their boundaries or who allow others to invade their physical and emotional space. Whether or not you believe in energetic boundaries, everybody knows when someone gets too close. Many people, including homemakers, CEOs, therapists, lawyers, and artists, fall apart when they learn about the importance of realizing their limits. This body invasion often creates confusion about what's acceptable for others to do, especially for those raised in environments where inappropriate touching was normalized. Over 27 million women have reported stories of sexual assault, pointing to the harmful effects of such actions, which go beyond the physical assault. The author suggests that recognizing one's limits is everything and advises against letting the past have power over you. While acknowledging the reality of emotions tied to such experiences, one can still regain power by untangling imposed beliefs and realizing their right to choose who gets close to them. In conclusion, the Red String Project illuminates the importance of embracing personal boundaries and reclaiming power to live a peaceful and fulfilling life. Shifting focus for a happier life. How you attend to the world around you alters your experience more than having or lacking possessions. Focusing on what you don't have creates a void filled with scarcity and loneliness. When faced with a crisis, focusing on your breath and surroundings instead of panicking thoughts can prevent a private hell. Cultivating a puppy mind, a mind that finds joy in the world, can help you become more aware of yourself. Instead of constantly trying to acquire more, observe your surroundings and take note of a single full breath multiple times a day. By changing the direction of your attention, attempts at overcoming addictions, behaviors, and pain can provide a deeper and long-lasting solution. Embracing your ghost children. We all carry within ourselves what the author calls ghost children, past selves that continue to live on in our present stories. Triggered by familiar events, they tell stories of abandonment, loss, and failure that we turn into our most authentic truths. Addiction often stems from these haunting voices that can be debilitating. The author advises us to embrace and listen to our ghost children's stories, as they exist because we were unable to experience a traumatic moment in our history at the time. By acknowledging their presence, we can dissolve the beliefs surrounding their stories and experience tenderness for the frightened child within us. Though unpleasant feelings may surface, they will quickly give way to a deeper understanding of our pasts, and we can move forward from a place of peace and freedom. The monsters of the past will fade, leaving us to live fully in the present without their shadows. Remember, you are not your beliefs, opinions, emotions, or thoughts. Triggers hold us back. Triggers come from our history and vulnerabilities, and they manifest as an inner bully that narrates all the things we've done wrong. This bully voice convinces us to live in an imaginary reality rather than confronting the actual present. Physical sensations like feeling small, having a hollow chest, or feeling paralyzed and indecisive can provide clues to triggering. Noticing when triggers happen diminishes their power and allows us to recognize that the suffering that this voice engenders is not who we are. By staying present and not going into the fantasy of another reality, we can open the prison door that the bully voice creates. Breaking free from the pain of the past. The memory of childhood pain can linger into adulthood, creating ghost children, triggers, and a prison cell. However, blaming others for our suffering only perpetuates the problem. To break free, we must acknowledge our pain, take responsibility for our own thoughts, and ask relentlessly honest questions. By identifying those we blame for our pain and recognizing our own participation in the situation, we can stop living as victims and begin to heal. The key is to accept people for who they are instead of expecting them to be what we wish they were. Only then can we truly break free from the prison of our own making. The trap of complaining. Complaining is a fruitless exercise that robs us of the present moment and keeps us stuck in the past. It's a common form of communication that breeds negativity and unhappiness. Overcoming complaining takes effort, but it's worth it. By avoiding the temptation to share our misery and frustration, we open ourselves up to new experiences and connections with the world. So next time you feel the urge to complain, remember that it's like eating rat poison and waiting for the rat to die. Instead, focus on the positive aspects of your life and watch the complaints fade away. Be your own authority. Therapy is helpful, but you can learn to deal with your challenges by yourself. Waiting for the perfect moment means missing out on the good present. Understanding that it is okay to say no, and accepting that sometimes everything is good enough is essential for personal growth. The book emphasizes that therapy is helpful, but it is not necessary to wait for someone else to fix your problems. Instead, you can learn to cope by yourself. Waiting for life to improve or for a fairy tale ending means missing out on the good that today has to offer. Acceptance and understanding are critical to personal growth and development. By recognizing that saying no or I don't want to is acceptable, you can learn to set boundaries and develop healthy relationships. Therapy is not a magic solution that can solve all your problems in one shot. Instead, it can help you learn how to deal with the challenges of everyday life. Accepting that sometimes everything is good enough is essential for personal growth and happiness. The book inspires its readers to be their own authority, even in moments of uncertainty or self-doubt. Celebrate the absence. Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned monk and teacher, suggests celebrating the absence of problems in life. He encouraged his students to appreciate pain-free moments as they tend to overlook them in everyday life. By asking, "What's not wrong in your life?" 5 times a day, people can take notice of the good happenings in their life that they might ignore. Instead of making set life rules, one should let ideas be present in the moment without feeling obligated to follow them. This way, moments of joy and painlessness can be savored without the burden of expectations. Finding beauty in everyday life. Don't stress over lost sleep. Embrace a new perspective and create a ritual to appreciate the world's beauty. Society focuses on youth, prompting beauty as something to be seen, but finding wonder and delight in the world creates beauty. Don't be afraid to wear something bold that makes your heart full. Let the blue vest or anything else that brings enchantment into your life.
Geneen Roth's This Messy Magnificent Life inspires readers to find contentment in their lives by acknowledging their emotions, setting personal boundaries, and embracing mindfulness practices. The book highlights the importance of understanding and addressing our longings, addictions, and past traumas rather than succumbing to a victim mentality. By recognizing the beauty in our everyday lives, we can shift our attention towards gratitude and experience satisfaction regardless of external circumstances. Dive into this transformative field guide to better understand how to liberate yourself from the prison of your thoughts, regain confidence in your own power, and ultimately live a fulfilled and remarkable life.